Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. We have a special guest here today with me and all the way from the land of the North. This is a good friend of mine, who's been a friend of mine since high school. I like to introduce you to a good friend and he'll tell you how we got to know each other. My good friend, Mark Fitzgerald. Go ahead, Mark.
Good morning, Andy. Good to see you, as always. Yeah, gosh, high school, back to freshman year at Ogama Heights, West Branch, Michigan. You and I went out for the football team, among others. Um, I think you were if I'm not mistaken, I think you were the tackle and I was the guard, or vice versa, something like that. The same side of the line, I know that. We struck up a friendship that has lasted all these years. Certainly, 45 now, almost, I guess,
Yeah.
more than that. When you think back on it, that first year, I mean, I never knew you before I saw you on the football field, because we went to different junior highs, and in high school we all came together because I went to St. Joe's and you were at West Branch, and so really, we didn't know each other up to that point, but yet, we friended each other on the football field, and again, the differences of where I came from, where you came from, you coming from, your dad being a preacher there in West Branch in the church. Of course, my dad being in the bar business, alcohol and religion. How do you balance those two things out sometimes?
And the coach used to say, "Hey, preacher, get over there with Mark and Tom." And I didn't realize there's a guy on our team named Tom Collins. I didn't realize till years later that Tom Collins was the actual name of a drink until afterwards. And both you and Tom your dads were bartenders and owned bars. And here I was, my dad was a preacher. They go, "Preacher, get over there and try to work on Mark and Tom." That's what they'd say.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes, for sure. It just, we played together, all through freshman year, except for the one tie, undefeated. Sophomore year, JVs went total opposite direction, went no wins, all defeats. I mean, and then junior year, varsity, came back and, gelled right. And I think at one point we got to number 8 in the state, which was saying something for a little school like us, way in northern Michigan. And different coaches along the way, learned a little bit from all of them, some more than others, but just good memories, that's for sure. I mean, I remember when we won that last game freshman year, my dad said, I remember him telling me, "If you win this last game going undefeated, I'll cook hamburgers for every person on the team if you win." And at that time, we had a really good hamburger when Dad ran it. And by God, my mom brought them out. Everybody got a hamburger, to my knowledge.
I got one. I remember, as soon as you said it, says, "I remember that hamburger from Jerry's joint." Oh, was that good?
Oh yeah, good times, man. Good times.
Mark, what did you learn in football that lasted you in life? What was some of those things?
A lot of lessons. I mean, don't give up. Never give up. I mean, if you start something, finish it. I mean, I can remember it was either JV year or the first part of junior year. I actually quit the team once. I just got disenchanted with it. We weren't winning. Just coaches were on us all the time, and my dad said, "Well, if you quit this, you'll quit something all your life. You'll never finish anything." And I thought, no, this is just one thing, And then I think it was Terry Hammond, head coach of the varsity, came to me and says, he says, "I know it's tough right now." He said, "But you've got some talent. We're going to turn this thing around." He said, "I need you on the team. I want you to come back." So I thought about it for a day, and I came back after quitting for a day, and of course finished out the rest of the year and the senior year as well. I think that, when you think back all the things you've been through in your life at this point, yeah, there's been plenty of times I wanted to throw the towel in, thinking it was hopeless. But, if you just stick it through one more day, the light comes out a little bit, and then the next day it comes out a little brighter. So um, it was just, keeping your head in the game, not quitting, knowing when to listen and when to shut up too. That's a good lesson. 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them that way.
Yes, yes.
What about you, my friend? I mean,
Well, when I was thinking about, there were several of you folks from St. Joe, the junior high school and elementary school, that we didn't know because you went to different elementary and junior high schools together. And then when we came together in high school, we had those different schools merging together and different backgrounds. And one of the things I thought about in football is that football brought so many different personalities and people together that we would have never got together the way we did if it wasn't the struggle. And I've often said the learning is in the journey, the strength is in the struggle. And when you struggle together, those 2-a-day practices in the summertime, those running those laps and around and around that football field because we had a tie and didn't have a win. Yeah. Those times that we struggled together, that is what made lasting friendships. And in the midst of our struggle today in this year of 2020, I think about how it's the people we struggle with that helped us through in our journey that we'll remember, and it'll be that strength that we need. That's one of the things I got from football.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still, have deepest respect for, the coaches that, brought us through all those years. A lot of lessons learned from them, and my teammates, that we've been able to still connect with different times over the years, either through, reunions or like this, being able to chat like this. I mean, it does, open your eyes, I think, sometimes to things that maybe you forgot about, and then you bring them back and they say, well, wait a minute, this wasn't so bad. I got through it, and this guy helped me, just, you're right. I mean, if it hadn't been for football, we probably would have never known each other that well, probably.
Yeah. And we also, I was just thinking, we also learned some things about different terminology we'd never learned before. It was in our sophomore year when we were completely defeated, lost every single game. We were punting again. And to this day, I thought it was on the first hit, and it was actually the call was the second hit. So I think a guy by the name of Jennings was punting, and I think Jim is his name, Jim Jennings. I can't remember his name, but I remember as soon as they said hit, they hiked the ball, and the guy I was supposed to block ran right past me, and I turned around and he hit Jennings so hard, knocked the ball out. He never got the punt, picked the ball up and ran for a touchdown. And I remember the term that I used, it's called the lookout block, because he ran right by me and I yelled, "Look out!" And that was my football. That was my touchdown. But trouble is, it was for the other team. So that was the kind of year we had our sophomore year.
Oh, gosh, yes. It was a long one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Mark, I want to thank you for joining me today. And what a great connection. Just a few years ago, I went to a class reunion, got a chance to see you again, first time in 35, 40 years that we all got together, and saw a lot of my classmates and friends. But it was those football players that we all congregated together real quickly and said, good to see the Jim Almonds and the Dan Dorans and you and others. And it was really good to see you. And I want to just tell you out there, the value you put on friendship today, folks, and the investment you put in friends today will last in years and decades to come. So keep that in mind as we meet with you for Morning Moments there. Thank you again, Mark, for joining me today.
Always, my friend. Anytime. You take care.
You're welcome. Hey, and thank you for joining me for Morning Moments. And if you've enjoyed this, go ahead and pass it on to somebody else. And I'll be posting it on YouTube and also on Facebook like this. Keep coming back for some more Morning Moments.